Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's Tips and Tricks webinar. Today's topic, as you can see, is on Infinity Playblocks. Please use the Q&A chat if you have any questions during the webinar. We make sure we get to those too. Let's see. Our presenter today is a security engineer from New York, Richard Tom. Richard, what do you have for us today?
Hey, Rob. Today I'm gonna do a little brief info of Infinity Playblocks, and also just kind of comment on some of the newer features that have occurred on it, most recently. Um, so for those of you who joined who don't know what Infinity Playblocks is, it's an it's collaborative AI powered threat prevention and action. That's what the slide says, but it's an automated response solution that automatically takes preventative actions, including isolating hosts, initiating kill processes, and notifying administrators against cyber attacks. In your organization without manual intervention, and shares incident details through your preferred collaborative tools such as Microsoft Teams, Slack, and so on. Let me get off the slide. And what are you know what's going on, right? So we talked about that, right? You got events that happen, you detect and respond, and then spread it across, and then do the prevention across your network. So that way you can automate these things. Um, Right, so we'll do a couple slides. I'm going to go through them kind of quickly, and then we'll go into the demo. Um, right, so when you've got an enforcement point, you can see all the different enforcement points that are there. Right, it identifies a threat, triggers some preventative actions, and then that goes across your network. And there's all kinds of notifications. You can see their Teams, Jira, Slack, and so on. And so what's going on with that? You've got right, there are lots of playbooks that are in Playblocks. They've got new integrations, and now we got everyone thinks is going to talk about the customization capabilities, and then also increased operational efficiency. That's a little screenshot that I'm going to show you when we get to the demo about all the different playbooks that are in there. But you can also, like we said, we can also customize them too, and even create new ones that are too specific to your environment. Um, Right, so there were things that happened. How were these things used? How was it used? And here's an example of one that happened in at a customer who's already been using it. And then right, so here's an example of what could happen with Log4j, and also an HTTPS server directory retrieval traversal attack, right? So we'll get by that. Prevent some lateral movement from also another customer. And here's kind of how you can see how what trigger happened. What kind of information did you get to learn about it? Um, what and following like a flow chart of, well, what do you do next, and be able to do that and automate all this across your environment, and not necessarily only with checkpoint products. um, right, so let's kind of go into we'll jump into the demo. Let me get that. Right, so actually I'll get the overview up first. I don't mind that. Right, so in a live environment, you would see a lot more things populated in here about incoming sessions, and blocked IP addresses, and isolate devices and whatnot, as you would have uh, more of your uh, environment protected, right? So let's look at the I look at the automations, what can be done there. Um, uh, and you can see that the automation flows that can be activated out of the box. Here's a bunch of them. And, some of the automations require quantum management gateways, and there are automation flows that require or endpoint, IoT Protect, XDR, XPR, IOC management, SD-WAN, and as you can see, lots more of them. And then if you click on applicable, which we have already, then you can see those, that are relevant to the different applications that and services that you have, right? We click to all, so that way we can also see all of them, right? So those are the ones that are available, and these are the ones that are applicable to your environment, right? And then right, and then the more products you have, right? So here are all the different ones, right? Like I said, it's not just Checkpoint products. It's you know there's some integration. There's integrations with, just for an example. Well, actually, let me switch to all, so that way that list will get larger. And then right, Checkpoint, CrowdStrike, and Entra ID, and other integrations. And also there are more integrations that are happening all the time. So that's a brief overview of that. We'll go to connectors, and we'll see that you can see Playblocks and also the other systems that are in the environment, right? You've got endpoint connectors, endpoint, CrowdStrike, 101, Defender, of course, messaging systems, ticketing systems, identity providers, and here's some things that'll get automatically connected. Of course, it plays even nicer with Checkpoint products. And by default, Playbox will send notifications by email to the primary admins of your Infinity account. However, you can also customize the mail addresses that will receive notifications, phone numbers that will receive notifications by SMS. And you can also connect Teams or Slack and other ticketing systems. Let's go to notifications. Right, so in notifications, you can configure the different levels of attention, and who and through what means you want to be able to notify those users, and groups, and be able to and do all that. And so what I always say, like, okay, this is interesting and stuff, and but you want to go like, oh, well, what other things are happening too? There are pending actions, right? So if, let's say you triggered something, so that way you would as the administrator have to make an act, do an action on it, instead of only having a fully automated um uh response to that. Let's see, and there also we've got some lists. Oh, I didn't put one in there. But let's look at the automations on this. All right. Oh, let me click on automations. So something newer that was added was being able to either create, or, like, let's say, clone and modify, customize an existing automation that you have. So let's say there's let's say a device gets, let's see, we'll go on this and we'll say clone it for a compromised we'll just say a Harmony device, right? We'll clone it, and then it'll generate another card for that, and it'll let you know, right? So it was this is now a copy, and then we can let's see, look at that, one, and then and be able to customize that action, right? Customize that automation. So so how will we do that? So we cloned it and then we copied it, and then uh now we can let's see, isolate, click on that, and then see, oh, okay, this is what makes it up, right? You can we've determined that let's say a device has been compromised, all right, and a trigger happens. um and then isolate the device requires admin's approval, right? Do you have to, yes or no, right? uh and then if it is, if it is, you want an admin to do it, then you can say isolate device, and then and then and then do it, and then isolate and say approval, and then it's ended, right? We followed the flow for that. If it doesn't require the admin's approval and you want to automate that, you can isolate it, and then do notifications. um could you also notify the user before that happens? You could do that as an, as an action too, and then be able to do that, right? So, what are some of the parameters that we can, as you can see, change in this? We can, how long do you isolate that device? Um, and then be able to say, days, or, well, you could do hours or minutes. I don't know if years would be appropriate for this particular action, but you could do that. And then also, do some more modifications on, about approvals and things like that, and make changes. Um, let's see, let me go back to the list. And you can also create new ones, right? You could start from blank, and from there say, add a trigger. What kind of trigger do we want to do? I don't know. Let's do let's say there's some log that's generated from, your environment, and be able to see what we, where it goes from there. General, let's see, it's a log type. Where do when we get the logs from? I'll just say endpoint. And then it's again, and then we can edit filters, and see what, see if it comes from here, right? Write your query and update a filter. Let's take one. Let's take update, so wait, smart event. Oh wait, let's do a different one. Let's do um, filter. Let's say, and then you can change your filters for looking at what you want to. Let's make an origin be that, and then you could do that. Right. And then you can have your triggers, and then add filters, and then have different conditions, and modify your automations, and then have them trigger other events, and connections. And so uh but some of the power of all this is is being able to have a collaboration with, the Infinity platform and other third parties, and then and be able to, you've got let me go back to these automations. those, and then you can pick the ones that are applicable to your environment, and then also be able to um, know which ones are in your environment, to be able to have them work together to be able to do an action or prevent an action, an attack from happening. And so that way you're not just preventing something, let's say, just only from your endpoints. You would also update. You could have actions that connect to, let's say, an endpoint um, trigger that also uh, you can do an update to, let's say, your gateways or your other systems, and do notifications. So it's not in being able to automate this, instead of always causing an admin to make a decision for things that that are 100% something malicious, to be able to prevent, stop that from happening in an automated fashion. Will free you up as administrators in your environment, to be able to um, free yourself up for doing other things, and instead of things that are obviously an attack on your environment. You want to be able to automate these things, and you know do it in a, a a fashion that's regimented, and it's the same every single time, and keeps kind of keeps some of the I'm an administrator, I have to do something to keep any of the variables out that might cause a misclick or something, to that effect, where you might block something more, block more than you wanted to, or just the speed at which you can uh, uh, prevent things from happening, malicious things in your environment. Um, and let's see. So what else? I'm just trying to think what else you can do. Oh, right. So if you can have action, you've got actions for like your ticketing environments. You can have tickets be generated, and also obviously opened and closed, and all that. So not just affecting security systems, but also systems that non users that aren't as technical, that you might be using the system to be able to generate and close out tickets for your system. Um, and that's kind of covered a lot of what I had in there. I hope I've interested some of you in Infinity Playblocks, to help you, automate your environment. Besides always having to jump in all the time, and be clicking around all the time, and being reaction based. You can be more proactive with this, and also be more efficient at configuring your systems, especially when uh, malicious things are found in your environment, or discovered before they actually prevent them, and then be able to fortify your environment. And I know I'm talking to the choir on this for most of you. Um, but it's more, you've got more than just one system that's securing your environment. You've got several, and we know in this day and age, you're not just running necessarily Checkpoint. You're also running other um vendors products in your environment. and you want to be able to automate all that in a cohesive and orchestrated fashion. And that's what this this you know Infinity Playbocks will enable you to be able to do, um, and be able to uh, do it in a very effective way, and know from from one place to coordinate all these actions. And I don't know if are there any questions? That's about what I had
Yeah,
for my presentation.
yeah, no problem. We got some questions for you. Let's see. Are these run on the gateway manager, both? Where's this actually running from?
Oh, so Playblocks will has it will talk to like the manager, and right, so the system's receiving triggers from those various sources, and it'll be talking to those individual sources, of events.
Mhm. Um, let's see. I think you already covered this. Manually creating the rules. I'm not sorry, the
Yes.
actions. You went
Yeah,
through
you can
that.
manually create, yep, actions. Yep, from brand spanking new. That wasn't necessarily the case if we were talking about this a year ago. But now you can, and you can also import a file that has automations and in JSON format, and there is a limitation on the size, 105 megabytes.
Hmm.
But yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And the automations that are, already baked here, they're always new ones being populated. I know every time you go into the screen, it seems to be new ones are popping up. So there's always something new and interesting for the pre-planned ones.
Yeah, yeah. And if people on this haven't availed themselves of it, you should also get on Checkmates. I'll put a plug in for Checkmates because that's a platform for customers, and also for also attended by a lot, employees are also on it too, and you can ask questions there. And I'm pretty sure I've seen some things for question people have asked, hey, I want to do this kind of automation on Playblocks. How could I automate that, and get suggestions, or some either from another user or from a checkpoint employee, and be able to help people out there for doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you click on the connectors there again? Because the
Yeah, sure.
question here is about, what if, there's an app they want to add and it's not in there yet?
Oh, connectors. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
So yeah, so they could, right. Let us know, let your account team know, let me know. We can push that up to R&D, but these are always being added to, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if
Yeah,
you have a
always make
different identity provider or ticketing system you're using and you want it added, we can push that up the chain for you.
right. Right. Yeah, or you can contact me too.
Let's see. Yeah, alerting, I think you went over. It's automatic as email, but you can do almost anything, right? SMS, you can
Yeah, yeah,
call,
there's a lot of
Teams
different ways.
message. Yeah,
Slack, and
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Earlier when you were talking about isolating the endpoint, here's the question. What does isolate endpoint device mean? Does it mean that it won't be able to access anything, block internet access, or something else?
So typically for isolating an endpoint, so that and specifically with Harmony endpoint, you can make it so that way the endpoint can only communicate with the management server. So that way that endpoint wouldn't be able to do like to infect other, to attack and infect other endpoints that are like on that LAN with that endpoint.
Got it. Is there a way to get an evaluation license?
Yeah, yeah, that's always a possibility with just, pretty much any checkpoint product, reach out to your, account team, and they can, they'll work that out for you. But yeah,
Yeah, talk to your account team, talk to us. We'll take care of you.
yeah.
Uh, Jim Theopolis said, nicely done, Rich. So not a question, just a comment. So there you go.
Thanks,
Uh,
Jim.
I think that covers it for the questions. You have any more, please type them in quickly. We'll get to them, but thank you, Richard. Yeah, it's very powerful. If you haven't seen it, talk to your account team, get a deeper demo, maybe talk about your specific environment. I know customers who have used this love it. It makes their lives so much easier. We can get somebody for you to talk to if you want, but please, get the eval, kick the tires on it. I do think as an administrator, this is, something to make your life a lot easier.
Yeah, for a I'd say like for a presentation of even a live presentation, it's way cooler in your environment. You could do it with less sensitive gear, or put it in a lab where you've got some cloned production systems that aren't, so they're using non-production data in a non-production network, and you could do it like that, and yeah, like, kick the tires, but try it out and just see what what it does. And you're like, and I know, when I was a customer of checkpoints, I was always like, well, let me, I want to do X, or you've got a problem that you're trying to solve about, automating things that you just that are just really, it's a rote mechanical thing that you're doing, and it's like, wow, this is crazy. I want to automate this. But not I don't I'm not a programmer, and I don't want to be, I don't want to script all this. I want to be able to, I want to be able to put things together almost like, some of those, like, was that Scratch? I think Scratch is a programming language, or you're just putting blocks together and things like that. That's, this is kind of, I'd say, kind of the same idea. You're putting these actions that you want to do together, and say, if this happens, then make this happen. And I think it kind of gets, especially someone who might be newer to environment, to be able to have actions that makes them be more efficient, and be able to, when they need to deep dive into a problem, be able to do that, instead of spending most of their day just running through reports and running through actions like that, and having to, and to do them, when a lot of them are, wow, yeah, that was something bad that happened. It should have been taken care of in an automated fashion, and we see it all the time. If you can qualify things like that, yeah, it's an obvious thing that was a problem, or could have been a problem. Um, it's, I hate to say it, use the word clear kill. If it's obviously something that it is, then yeah, just take care of it and automate it, and then after a while, I think administrators will see that they can string these, string play blocks together, and say, hey, I know when I see this happens, there's something that also happens, and then be able to, utilize the tool at its fullest, not just, I was showing like some simple automations, but you can make these a lot more complex, especially as you see and need fit, as you see it, and as you need it.
Right. Yeah. It can be very simple, clear text language to create these things too. But yeah, it can get as complicated as you want. You can go as deep as you want. Absolutely.
Right.
But like I said, I truly love this product. I think you guys as administrators, it would be great, very helpful for you. So please take a look at it. And like I said, if you don't know who to talk to me or Rich. We'll be happy to get back to you.
Yeah, diving deeper if you want.
Yep. So I think that covers it. Thank you, Rich. Great information, as Jim
Alrighty.
said. Let's see here. We'll send out the follow-up email with any reference content and the recording link of this session. Our next webinar will be in 2 weeks. You'll see the invitation for that soon. But thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you here next time. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rich.
Thanks a lot for
Everyone,
joining. Thanks for having me.
enjoy your day, everyone.
All
See
right.
ya.
Talk to you later. Bye bye.